Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about religion. Like, if I was the Pope, if I was the Pope, man, I'd have a whole bunch of mandates. You know, I wouldn't be changing nothing in religion per se. But as far as what all the priests and nuns and cardinals and bishops have to do, provided for work for the church, and they'd be doing a hell of a lot more. And this is where I'm not knocking Catholic, you know what I mean? Actually, Catholic is pretty good, actually. But, you know, the only beef I have with religion sometimes is if they try to, like, force their religion on people. Christians pretty much don't do that too bad, for the most part. Anyway, but let me get on with something, a unique idea. You know how, like, there's always, like, charity work for the church, and church has expenses, and it don't matter if it's Catholic, Protestant, or Presbyterian, whatever the hell you have, Islam, or whatever, you know, anybody, right? They all got expenses, and this goes for Jewish synagogues, all of them. You know, they got to have people mow the lawn, they got to, like, you know, repair stuff in the church, they need a new addition, things need paint, you know, they might need electrical work. You know what I say to all these people that work in it that are actually, you know, ministers, priests, and rabbis and everything? Go learn it yourself, damn it, and do it on your own too. I mean, why can't a church in whatever it is, synagogue, mosque, be totally self-sustaining? In other words, you know, for instance, if you needed to, like, mow the lawn and stuff, you don't need to hire somebody. You could pray at the same time and mow the lawn. You could do the same thing. The ceiling needs paint. You can paint and pray at the same time. Why always get the money from the community? Why do that? Huh? Man, I'll tell you, I'm evil, aren't I? Really? I must be working for the devil by saying these things, right? You know what? It's like just calling you guys out, man, because you're... Actually, I find it, you know, it depends on who it is. I mean, you got people like Mother Teresa. Obviously, she was pure heaven down here on earth. She did all kinds of stuff for people, right? I mean, there's people like that. I'm not, you know, but then sometimes religion's a racket. And I'm thinking, you know, why can't these guys pick up the hammer and women pick up whatever they got to do? Like, it could be gardening, you know, it could be something like that. Where, you know, putting all these beautiful flowers all over the place and planting things and artisan work, you know. And, you know, it's like, why pay somebody to do it? And you know what? The guy that you pay to do the electrical work, to maintain the church, synagogue, or mosque, or whatever, or do some construction, even add on a wing, or whatever the hell it is, you know, how did he learn it? Did he just go to... Basically, they learn it just by doing it hands-on. You picked up the tools and you did it, right? Well, it seems like people that are involved in religion got plenty of time to pick up the tools, because I know, like, sometimes it's like you're involved with seeing all these other people, you know, probably with counseling, and there's a busy schedule. But it's not all like that. It's not all like that. There's a lot of downtime. And, you know, I always see that pretty much some of the wealthiest stuff around, besides banks and insurance companies, and, you know, when you go in any city, you know, what do you see? You know, you see the bank's name or the insurance company's name on the top of the biggest buildings in the city. The other real fancy buildings out there that are very decor with all kinds of art are churches, synagogues, and mosques and stuff, you know. Basically, the United States is mostly churches, basically. Christianity pretty much runs this joint. But, you know, why can't they do this stuff on their own, too? I mean, there's like, you know, there's a lot of community service that's done. I know there's a lot of different things, but, you know, an hour or so out of the day, you know, doing touch-up paint inside the facility that's used to worship, and minor repairs, and gardening, and cleaning, and whatever. What the hell? What the hell? It cuts down the cost, don't it? It cuts down the cost because you can pray at the same time. Because, you know, somebody like of the character of Mother Teresa, even if you had 10% the character of Mother Teresa, you know, basically all these churches would be built by the people, and the synagogues and mosques would be built by the religious people that reside in them. Do it on your own. As a matter of fact, if you don't know the whole deal on how to do things, basically working with the experts in the private sector, but you adding more labor would cut down a lot of the cost. Because actually, to tell you the truth, I find that religion, in many cases, it's not like religion where true religion, but in many cases, established religion, oh, man, what a racket. God, non-profit. Jeez, it ain't non-profit. You gotta be kidding me. So, actually, if I was the Pope, hey, not that I'm criticizing, and I don't want to pick on the Pope because he's not like a really bad guy, but, you know, hey, if I was the Pope, you know, I had the most power of all the religious leaders out there, hey, I'd be telling my own guys and my, you know, the priests and bishops, cardinals, nuns, and everybody else, hey, pick up a shovel, pick up a paintbrush, pick up a hammer, and we're going to do our own church maintenance. We're going to cut down costs, and we're going to show the world that we're out here to serve the public and serve the community in more ways than one. We're not just out here for money because we do our own stuff. And you're almost going to be like a layman, basically, you know, one of the masses out here, the unwashed masses, you know. But, you know, like I said, Mother Teresa got right out there and got her hands dirty, so everybody else should too. And it doesn't mean you got to go some remote place. Fix up your own church, man. You want donations? Get on their hands on too. Get on their hands on too. So that's the way I say it. It's like I said, you know, I'm not really against religion, but sometimes I see religion as a racket. And Mother Teresa wasn't in the racket. I ain't talking about her. But you know the types that are. There's plenty of those guys around. Oh, Jesus needs money. Sure he does. Sure he does. Anyway.